Good.
Yep. A little lower.
Good.
A little higher. Oh, that's Nagy.
That's what?
Nagy right there.
Yes.
He'd love that. That is classic. Oh, next up.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. I'll tell him. Yeah. I thought you were doing great, mate.
Yes. Thank you, Sam. What did Nagy say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Joust. My name is Liam. I'll be your host this week, and I'm joined by a very special guest, dear friend of the show, and founding member of Nah Mate, Sam Cupid. Sam, how are you? Welcome back to the show.
I'm feeling great. Well, as good as you can do in the current climb.
Look, the climb is a tough one to work our way through, but just to reassure everyone, we are taking the government's social distancing rules quite seriously. We've got our 1.5 metre, I just suppose you'd say cordon sanitaire, where we obviously are quite far away from each other. We've got our hand sanitizers ready to go. We've got hand and skin sanitizers, if we could get that on that camera. Yes, perfect. So we are taking this as seriously as we possibly can while trying to keep fantastic content going out to you guys, our dear fans and listeners. So thanks for sticking by us, guys. Now, we figured we'd go in right off the top with the updates on the COVID-19, as it is developing pretty much at a daily rate. Everything's changing all the time, blah, blah, blah. I know it's been a bit hard to keep up with for the fans, so we've kind of distilled it down to a few points just to give an idea of what's happening with the NRL at the moment. Now, have you ever met a pandemic expert?
I can't say I have, no.
Neither have I, but apparently the NRL have been told by a pandemic expert that they need to shut down given the huge risks entailed. I believe this was actually put to the NRL last week, but they've only recently decided to act on it. And all Knights Club staff have been stood down. So you've got about 100 full-time and part-time staff all stood down from the club. And the word from the NRL is that they've got a number of plans in place for restarting the season. They've got a plan for June 1st, which is the earliest possible return date. July 1st, September 1st, August, September 1st. September 1st is the latest they can do it, in which case we'll get a 15-round, what's it called? Competition. Competition, whereby each team will play the other once. And a great quote from Peter Villondays, who we spoke to last week. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Sam. The NRL will survive, but it may never be the same. Let's discuss that point for a moment, because I think that's one of the cogent points that have come out of this whole coronavirus debacle, is that we could see a radical shift in how rugby league operates, how rugby league works. The whole fibre of the game could be torn asunder.
I believe Gus said 10 teams could be in a competition. That was his dire proclamation, that there could be 10 teams, which is terrifying.
But we all know, of course, Gus Gould famously hates rugby league.
That's true. He does. The greatest game of all, and he can't stand it. No. It's absolutely crazy.
And yet he's got his claws all through it.
But yeah, no, it is just bizarre times, isn't it? And what do you reckon if we all played each other once? We've already got 2 wins out of a possible
2.
But out of how many teams will we play? There's 16 teams.
16 teams, so out of 15 rounds.
How many games do you have to win to make the finals then, you reckon?
Well, hopefully 2.
Just 2?
Then we're set.
We're done.
Yep, we win 2 games, we're in the finals.
Yeah.
Bit upset, obviously, about those bastard Eels scoring... how many points they put on?
Yeah.
Shitload.
They played the Bulldogs and the Titans, and they only put 8 on the Bulldogs.
Well, to be fair, we played the Warriors and the Tigers. Not too many steps above.
Tigers at Leichhardt, though.
At Leichhardt, though? Yeah,
you can hear the boys rattling on the fences, on the roofs.
Actually, one funny thing that's come out of this that I really like is I've noticed a couple of times with as the kickers are lining up their kicks, the opposing benches just starting, the odd bullshit chant, just random screams and yells, and I just think it's hilarious watching footy players try to put other footy players off, but now that there's no crowd noise, you can actually hear it. It's
My
fantastic.
favourite was the Jared Croker, Emily Seabomb, when he missed his conversion up the full time, just dropped a big old...
That was brilliant. That was very good.
Echoed around the stadium.
I know it's simple, and I know it's, just a bit of light-hearted fun, but I love rugby league players swearing on live TV.
That's great.
It's brilliant.
It should be like that all the time.
Oh, it certainly should be, especially when you mic... I know they've tried miking players up. They did it with Willie Mason a few years ago. Did it with someone at the Nines.
They did it with the Indigenous game. Ponga had it on.
Pong in the Indigenous game. Turns out he's not a very talky football player.
No.
He didn't have much to say.
Billy Slater's chagrin.
And chagrined he was.
He was.
Chagrined he was. But we've started on the game. Let's power through. Let's move forward. Let's discuss some bloody footy because it might be the last time we're doing this in a while, Sam. Yep. Now, we'll begin, as we traditionally do, with our hats on and hats off. Now, we've been doing this show for 3 years and I still can't get it right. Hats off is good.
It's good.
Hats on bad. Actually.
Hats on good.
Hats off.
Bad.
Good.
Good.
Hats
on good.
Bad.
Yep.
You can read mine. So if
Wow.
you forget it.
Jesus.
So just for the viewers at home.
Scroll of a
So
child.
for anyone at home who doesn't know which is which as well, hats off is good.
Yeah, made
hats
up into
back
a
on
graphic.
is bad.
Made up into a graphic. You guys got... No.
Now, we'll go to your hats off first, Sam. Now, you
Yep.
floated a very interesting idea.
Yes. Well, it's enormous what Adam O'Brien has just done.
Isn't it something?
2 games, and we've looked very good. But I especially liked in the Tigers where he realised that that left-hand side was always just... That door was just going to keep swinging open. The revolving door of Joey Leilua was just going to keep on turning.
You know what they're calling him now? Leitua.
Like,
There's two together.
Yeah. My favourite one was the where he ran in and smashed Lockie Fitzgibbon just for being on the field. And Kalen Ponga just walked over where he looked guilty for even doing
That's it. He felt terrible.
But I really just... Because it was very much seemed like... Because I don't think, apart from running the ball back, Heimel Hunt and Shiba, they didn't really see the ball down the attacking side of the field because we just kept running in there and just piled points after points after points. It was turning into a game of bloody ping pong there for a second where it was just we score, you score, we score, you score, and it was just absolutely crazy. But you gotta give it to Adam O'Brien. He's definitely shown a bit of something.
He's done some fantastic work. Now, I couldn't really narrow it down for hats off this week. I've got a number of options, so I'm just going to go around my options and say I don't want to give hats off to Edric Lee because some other players were better, but I do want to discuss Edric Lee. Isn't he just wonderful?
He brings a lot, doesn't he?
Oh, he brings so much to the club.
It makes you wonder about last year when he broke his arm and we went to shit. Mm-hmm. Like, what kind of how much impact he actually has on the team.
And
because
I think you've
Ponga
seen...
loves him.
Oh, Ponga loves him. And I think you've seen this last 2 weeks that Edric's got a hell of a lot to offer and he can... it's a long time ago, that 2016 prelim against... when he's playing for Canberra against...
Yeah.
Who was that in 16?
It was either like the Cowboys or the Roosters or someone like that. But yeah, I know
It
the
would
one
have
you
been the
mean.
Sharks or Melbourne.
Sharks. Oh, yeah.
Because
it's
they made the grand final.
Yeah.
So yeah, Eddie, he had some would say he lost him the game, but he tried his best and he gave us all. That's all you can ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in a Knights jersey, he's just been fantastic. I love him, and I hope all you fans love him as well because he's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, the week before against when the Tigers played the Dragons, that Nofaluma dude, he was like one of their standouts. And then we didn't care. We showed up and were just like, no, just jump over him, Edric.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
But for me, look, I'm going to go with Connor Watson this week. He ran for 159 metres, 43 post-contact, 9 tackle busts. So that's David Fafita type numbers. A line break and a try. I think what we saw from Connor Watson is what I was really hoping to see from him as a middle at the start of the year, like Cameron Murray type play, good footwork, just darting around like a little mental case, busting tackles and scoring tries. Really quick play the balls as well. So I was really excited to see Connor Watson play in the middle at the start of the season. And I think in this game he showed that he's pretty damned good at it.
He's got that Cameron Munster sense where he seems to gain speed by hitting people.
Yes.
It just
like a pinned ball.
Yeah, exactly. Something just about that. He just feeds off kinetic energy and just kind of... And then sometimes his legs can't keep up or his hands can't keep up and he's prone to an error. I think Joey said that he's the more you give him time to think, the worse he goes.
Yeah. Well, Watson. We noticed that a bit last year. Anytime he'd make a break, he's got 3 support players, he throws it at their ankles. So he's got a bit of work to do there. But I'll tell you who was another big one for me, and I'm really glad to see he's developing this year, Jacob Saifiti.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we know he had a tough year last year. He had the debacle at the Green Roof with... Dane Cordner, that's his name. That whole incident.
The bad boy.
The bad boy, yes. And he's come out with some great performances in the first 2 games. 143 metres, 47 post-contact metres, 2 tackle busts. He's kind of starting to live up to his older brother's legacy, I suppose. The promise that we always held.
Well, if you're looking for an idol, it's, your genetic identical specimen. It's probably something like, oh, that's what my body can do. Oh, that's what I can do. Oh, right, I better just start doing that.
He has the same unlocked potential.
And apparently he was training the house down last year before he went and broke his leg as well.
Oh, but everyone trains the house down all the time.
Amazing we have any houses left, really. It's just crazy.
They've just been burnt down by training. I'll tell you what I do like about the Safidi brothers this year. They have different haircuts.
Yeah, that makes things
last year I was a bit, I don't know which was which when he came back. And Jacob's got the rounder face.
And there's a mole. It's like Robin Hood, Prince of Tights, the mole that moves. And one of them, one week, Jacob's got the mole. The next week, Daniel's got the mole. It's all over the place.
I have a mole. He's a big fan of the show, Mel Brooks. Loves the show.
Yeah,
so we'll get Mel on soon, actually. If we don't have any footy to talk about.
If we're not talking about footy,
we can run through, what do you reckon, Blazing Saddles?
Oh, he's not. He doesn't want to come on? Oh, okay. Sorry, Nagy. See ya. Yeah.
Doesn't?
Nagy said he's not going to come on.
Oh, well.
He's a party pooper.
He is indeed.
Mr. Nagwell.
Isn't he just? Now, let's move on to what went right. Sam, what to you went right in the game?
Everything, really, except for that cutout pass Ponga through.
Less said about that pass to the back. Nofaluma was in the line. Ponga was looking straight at him, and he just... boop.
You know, I feel bad about making fun of Jaden Brayley's chasing of Nofaluma on that intercept after the information we've received after the game. It must have been before that, because he really wasn't making any tricks.
No.
I think Mitch Pearce was making up for the week before when he got into open space and it looked like he had 2 flat tires and a trunk full of shit. But that was probably the only really thing. I mean, as a Knights fan, we did start to worry when it was 18-12 at halftime. You know, that was when you're like, oh, okay.
It all came flooding back, and I was so stressed until 79 minutes, 59 seconds. I was like, we could still lose this.
Yeah, no.
You never know. We could still lose it.
But the Tigers were just so bad.
Weren't they terrible?
And, so it was kind of like everything was just going to go right. Everything was good.
That's it. They were slow in defence. They wanted nothing to do with the high ball, which is great because obviously Pearce was bombing them all day.
That?
I don't know what was up. I mean... Corey Thompson, not the tallest fullback in the world, but even the wingers, Nofaluma's usually pretty good under the high ball, wanted nothing of it for Edric Lee's try.
That first try where Edric swatted it back to Tuala, there was 6 of them standing around there, and they just watched Edric jump above them all. It's like they were impressed just to see him in action.
Well, it is pretty impressive to see him in action.
I guess.
Like, if I was playing against Edric, I think I'd constantly be in awe.
The lack of spectators, maybe they just thought they'd fill that void. Maybe they were the only ones they wouldn't have a watch. You know, fill the void. Fill the void. That could be the case.
Look, the kicking game was fantastic. Pearce's, like you said, Pearce's kick for Eddie's tap back for a gnarly, and Jaden Brayley's little kick for the Barnett penalty try. Yeah. He's starting to show, what I think he was building up at the Sharks. He's got a nice little kicking game. He go for a bit of a run, have a bit of a scamper. Obviously, that's all gone to shit now, but...
Well, he's got some time.
It was good while it lasted. Yeah. What a career, though. 2 Knights games, 2 wins, 0 losses.
Apparently got given the 3 Dally M points as well, so he was really getting the notice of people. And it's a damn shame.
I say we give him a lifetime membership to the club.
Oh.
If it took Cronk 2 seasons to become a life member at the Roosters, it should only take 2 games for Jaden Brayley to become a life member of the Knights.
You have my blessing.
Oh, thank you. Do you reckon Nagy bless? No, I don't think he'll bless. Nah. Don't worry. We'll leave him out of it. Look, I think a lot of other things went right for us. The back 5 really started sets off strongly. I think we were talking off mic about Heimel Hunt. He's fantastic out of the back end.
He's looking in great shape.
Isn't he?
That's what I worry. Like, if we do have a comp, what do you think happens there? Do you reckon we have the fire still? Do you reckon it all stays the same? Or teams have, like, some teams that are still working on combos and stuff? Like the Roosters. Do you reckon, like, Kyle Flanagan takes 3 months to... I guess they're not playing. They're not training with each other, are they?
Well, they wouldn't be training with each other, I wouldn't think, given the quarantine issues that we have. So I've seen actually in the hockey, they're putting out a lot, the NHL, they're putting out a lot of videos of players training at home, using their partners as bench pressing.
Oh, yes.
What's it called when the thing you bench? I don't do many weights, Sam.
Deadlifting?
Something. Yes, lifting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I hope they're alive, though.
They're using their partners as weights and such.
Oh, yes, right.
Got the kids on the back when they're doing the push-ups and all that. So that could be a bit of NRL fun in the media.
Yeah, it is.
Just seeing how the players train around the house. I don't know how you do it though.
No.
Like if you had if you had an island in the middle of the kitchen, it'd be sweet. Just do a couple of laps. Because I don't think you wouldn't want to go out in the backyard because I believe it's airborne.
Oh, who is that? Oh, there he is.
Ah, there he is.
Oh, right. Man.
Yeah, so as
His
you can
wife's
see...
very thin. Some straight old hockey we're seeing here. Are they still playing the hockey? No.
No,
Gone.
it's all cancelled.
Even on the ice.
Every sport.
Corona on ice is... Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
Let's keep 1.5 metres away from that.
High kicks work. The Tigers wanted nothing to do with it. Leilua defence was... What did I miss? I just missed something, didn't I?
That's all right.
It'll come back.
Put the hockey back on.
Yes. Lockie Fitz is running that outline again. That's fantastic.
I know.
He's brought that back because we missed that for most of last year. We missed
Yeah,
the
because there
Lockie
was that
Fitz
season
outline.
where that was the only thing we had, and then the next year we forgot.
I know. How could we forget that? Especially with Ponga being on the left side in attack. You'd think we would go to that a lot more, but hopefully... Well, whenever season, we'll see a lot more of that.
There it is. And I
there
love
we
a
go.
chunder.
Gotta love a chunder. I'll never forget a few years ago playing against the Knights, Tamana Tahu leveled Jack DeBellin, and so he should. So he should have. I think Tamana had a bit of a sixth sense about what DeBellin would later go on to do. But yeah, Tahu absolutely leveled him. And I remember him coming off the field at McDonald Jones and hurling his guts up for about 5 minutes on the sideline. So...
Oh, it's just the fact that they have to play on it. Like that's the part that kills me. It's just like because I remember there was a reserve grade game. I remember a couple of years back where they lost his guts on the 40-metre line, and then knock on 2 plays later, and they come straight back. It still hasn't even sunk into the dirt yet.
I got a question about some terminology. You said lost your guts.
Yeah,
What about dropped your guts?
oh, that's a fart.
That's a fart. So how?
fart.
Why? That's
Well, you still know where
Well,
it
the
is.
anus is pointed down, so you drop. You know,
Where is
it
it?
drops. It's gravity.
I'm glad I interjected. Thank you, Jess.
So are we, Josh. We're glad you interjected.
Is that
as well.
sound effect still hooking around?
I think we had something for that, didn't we?
There
it is.
So that's a drop, and the lost guts sound is...
Yeah. Now, that reminds me of my glory days in Newcastle's lower grade social rugby competition. Now, being a lower grade social rugby competition, we didn't take preparation altogether too seriously. So, you know, you'd hit the local pubs on a Friday night, you'd go mental, have a wonderful time, then you're going to back up and play and 10:30 in the morning. And so every, 10 minutes or so, you'd have one of the blokes running off to the sideline, quick vom, then back on. Another bloke would run off, next play, quick vom, back on. I think there was kind of a circle around the field that you just didn't want to step in because it wasn't pretty. Wasn't pretty.
Yeah, right.
I tried to dry my jeans in the oven once before a game.
Wow. Why were you playing in jeans?
No, I wasn't playing in jeans. I just had nothing to wear to the game. But I'd spilled some beer on my jeans the night before
Yes, right.
and chucked them in the washing machine. But I only woke up half an hour before the game. So I jacked the oven up to 400, put the jeans in for a while. And it didn't work. It was still... No, wait, that's too high. Ovens don't go up to 400. I'm thinking Fahrenheit. So what would
Just
that
be
be in...
buttons and a zipper left.
Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
It was the rivets. They burned the hell out of me. Goddamn rivets.
Oh, yeah. No,
Now...
you'd have the outline on your legs.
Did you pick anything from the game that went wrong for the Knights?
Went wrong. That Ponga intercept will probably be the main one. There was... What do you think about old Aiden Quera? Do you like him in the 17? Do you like him there on the bench?
Now, that's an interesting one because I know there's a couple of other options that could play second row lock, but there doesn't seem to be too much coming through the lower grades who would, be there to take Guerra's spot. But I think as we spoke last week, he's a toiler. Classic toiler. He does his job. He gets in. He does it well. Good defence. Brings the defensive line together. Still offers a bit in attack. So I think...
But don't we have Timmy Glassby for that?
Oh, the glass. Yeah, the glass man.
Or is he more of your proppy kind of dude to come on and fill that role? Because he's more of a lock, Tim Glassby. Whereas...
He's one of those locks where they're just a third prop. It's like Jake Trebojevic, but not as good.
No, without the turbo.
I'm sorry, I know Aiden listens to this show. That was really hard for me to say.
But Father Time gets us all in the
It
end.
does.
It does.
And like we spoke, he'll be on, year-to-year contracts, so we don't have to worry about signing him for 25 years for...
I don't know if we're going to cover this later in the show, but I did read an article about how this very well could be the last time we see a bunch of players.
I read the headline to that article.
Yeah. So your
I
Benji
left it
Marshalls, your Cameron Smiths, your Darius Boyds.
God, Broncos fans are going to be happy about that.
Ding dong. But there's a few out there that if we don't get a competition, they might just...
I think Mitch Orbison was another one. The Morris boys.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, so how long have the Morris boys been around? Like 15, 16 years?
Yeah, something like that.
I've been following the game of rugby league my whole goddamn life. I do not know which one is which.
No, they don't have a mole. There's no mole.
There's no mole. There's no differing haircut. They get the same goddamn haircut. They must be seeing the barber at, I don't know, Sharks League Club or something.
They try to play at different clubs, but
Yeah, it didn't work.
doesn't matter.
Again,
We don't know if they're swapping jerseys
I
at
still
halftime.
think
We don't
there's-
know.
I still think there's only one of them anyway.
Yeah, no.
But you remember when Joey went into Origin Camp a few years ago for Channel 9 and he was just so excited that he was meeting identical twins? It's like he's never met identical twins and he's just interviewing, just looks at him and, they look exactly the same.
Has that ever happened to
kind
you
of the whole
before
thing.
where you've known someone your whole life and then you meet their twin and it just
no.
freaks you out?
That's
I've happened to me before.
Terrifying.
It is. Just like, there's bloody two of you. What's happening here? Daily Telegraph. Twin study. Oh, wait, no.
The bad,
Oh, here
the
we go.
bad paper.
How do you tell Blues twins Brett and Josh Morris apart when they emerge from the same room? The answer is... You can't. Or is it? You know. I'm surprised it's not behind a paywall.
That's all right. We'll get there in the end. We'll get to it.
No.
Yeah, I think
We'll get them both on the show.
get them both on the show.
Strip 'em down.
We could just get one of them, green screen the back, and then
Oh, yeah.
use both.
That's true.
One
If
for
we can't,
both.
yeah. Times are tough. If we can't afford both of them,
Yeah.
we should get one of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shoot them twice.
What else went wrong in the game? Errors.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
tries off errors. Felt like the Knights of old. You
It
know, like-
was pretty gross. There was a point in about, I think it was probably about 55 minutes in, where either we scored or the Tigers scored, and I just started laughing. Did
It was
that
one
happen
of
to
those
you?
games,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Like,
giggling
what is
away.
going on out there?
What is
Like-
this?
I think Liam said it good. He sent a message at one point. He said, I think we're close. It was like 78 minutes. He said, we're 78 minutes in. We're 20 points up, and I'm still nervous.
I
And I
was
felt
not
the same.
confident.
I got to about 60 minutes in that game. I was watching it with Chloe, and I just said, I'm not enjoying this. This is shit. Like, and I know, like, it's a lot of points, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. Like, it just didn't.
Yeah.
It felt- maybe it's the lack of crowd as well, and the fact that you felt like it was ending, or like at some point, it was the AFL. It was the announcement of the AFL that happened while that game was playing. So yeah,
But
I
yeah,
don't
it
know.
didn't feel like a game where he scored 42 points. It really didn't.
No.
I couldn't get a read on it.
Oh, Ponga's goal kicking. There's a thing that went
Oh, that-
slightly wrong.
Now we'll cover that actually in the sack. That
Oh, yes.
that's adequately covered in the sack.
Oh,
So
right.
very good point. We'll come back to that. Let's go to the news. What do you reckon?
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds
I'm Richard Moorcroft.
he was my absolute idol growing up.
Yeah, right.
I was one of probably the only 4-year-olds who watched the ABC News every night with mum and dad. So Richard Moorcroft and Mike Bailey. My God, they were like gods in our house. You know, they were spoken about. Oh, Richard Moorcroft.
You see him on letters
Mike
and numbers
Bailey.
now? Have you seen that?
Oh, fantastic.
He looks
show.
so lost on there.
You reckon?
He just feels like he doesn't understand letters or numbers. He just
good
wants
point.
to read the
Well,
auto cue and just be done with
Exactly. Once you're done with the auto cue, where do you go? Like,
life. No, yeah.
you're in a whole brave new world. Thank you. We read that off the auto cue there. Yeah. Glad our auto cue's working. Now, in the news. Well, it's all shit news, actually. It's all really bad news.
bad
Jane Brayley
news.
suffers an ACL in the first half, played on over it. I'll have him sidelined long term, so ACL's usually 9 to 12 weeks. But
Months.
he might miss one game
Not at all.
because of it. So, next one, we've got Kalen Ponga. That poor boy threw a shoulder charge.
Oh, yeah.
And he's looking at 2 weeks. 1 week with the early guilty plea, but 2 weeks is... It's just... He's
ever have
such a
that-
good boy.
You remember all the good boy in high school, and the
Yeah.
good boy will get in trouble, and he'd have this look on his face like, oh, I've never been here before. This is where the bad boys are. And he had that look on his face, like, I didn't mean to, but he decked that dude.
He leveled him.
Kill him, Kalen. Look at that. Just ruined him.
See, I quite liked it. You know, I
love a shoulder charge.
I was a big fan of the shoulder charge.
If you throw a shoulder charge and you hit someone in the head, you're gone for 10 weeks.
Absolutely.
You hit him in the chest, fair play, carry on.
Agreed, wholeheartedly. And look, we'll get on to Todd, and we'll have that ready for next season. So,
You know. I think it's on the top of his to-do list, really.
I think it might be. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's up
a
there.
short list at the moment.
I know.
What do you do? Wait.
Yeah, well, use a pen, such a Bob. I think he's just rotten with blood after a while. He doesn't look well. Him and Peter did not look well in that
Well,
press
I'd say
conference.
Peter V'landys never looks well.
No,
Kind of
he
looks like Dean Pay, like that bulldog. You
Yeah.
know, his face is real.
he looks
low,
like when you leave a
jowly.
Steeden in the backyard for about 6 years. He just looks like a
The skin
deflated...
starts peeling off. You start to see the bladder coming through.
I saw his bladder. I'm pretty sure I saw old Mr. Flanders' bladder, and it
Did
not
it look like he was in control of it, most importantly?
No, well, I think he was all spent. I don't think he had anything to give anymore. He dropped his guts, lost his guts.
Did both at the same time?
Yeah.
All right. Covering all bases.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Now, this is a bit of a funny one. You know, we like to have a bit of fun, be a bit lighthearted at the joust. As you listeners might not know, we have a good bit of fun.
We're
now,
fun boys.
Something that's come out through the week. Now, Cameron Munster, we all know Cameron Munster. We know he's a fantastic football player, fantastic rugby league player, but how would I put this diplomatically, Sam? He's a moron. he's a dumb boy. Very dumb boy. Now, Cam Munster was asked earlier in the week about what the boys are going to do with their enforced time off, and his reply was that he hopes they don't go on Tinder because there's some very horny boys at the club. I think we've got the tweet right here. We have some horny guys. Now, in light of recent rugby league scandals and less recent rugby league, actually kind of a year-by-year rugby league scandals, I think, it's good of Munster to admit that. Usually they try and hide it away. It's like, no, we're not horny boys. We're not horny boys. We're good, upstanding members of society. Munster's just cutting through the shit. He's
Sometimes facts are facts.
yeah, he's cutting through the
he's
shit.
not
He's
telling
like,
things we don't know.
the Burrs are going to be the Burrs, and that's that. That's all there is to it. So, how well that works.
Could you imagine what that town would have looked like? That town
sums
full
it
of
up
rugby league players playing every week, trapped in a city together. That's insane.
That was something I was hoping to talk with you about because it's one of the more novel ideas. Get all the players in one place. But you would have to remove the public just out of safety concerns. Like, I'm not talking about, the public might annoy the players or whatever. I'm talking the players. What terrible things will they do?
It's feeding time at the zoo.
There's 1,300 of the bastards. Oh. Hello?
Telemarketing.
Oh, Zoo. Yeah, no, we sorry, we didn't mean to cast
magazine.
aspersions on Taronga. No, fantastic facility. Wonderful facility. Well, we wouldn't recommend putting the rugby league players in there, but if you want to get rid of the giraffes, go for it. Keeping the giraffes. All right, we'll put them in, I don't know, fucking Gladstone. We'll put them in Gladstone then. Thank you. Goodbye.
Giraffes in Gladstone.
No, the players in Gladstone. They didn't want to give up their giraffe exhibit. Yeah, it's one of
I
the
reckon
more...
put the giraffes in Gladstone.
That'd work pretty well, Gladstone's it's almost like the African savannah.
I reckon putting the giraffes in
rugby
Gladstone.
league players do you think you can fit in a giraffe sanctuary?
Do you stack them?
Yeah, what are we talking? Standing, sitting, laying?
I reckon putting
Tetris,
giraffes in
whatever
Gladstone is a better idea than putting all the rugby league players in one town.
I think you're exactly right.
That's insanity.
Yeah. Imagine if you put the rugby league players and the giraffes in one.
Oh, yeah. All right, would pay to see that. Surely the giraffes are keeping in line.
Could be the world. Could be the world's first professional giraffe riding competition.
Lining up at second row. All legs.
Do you ever used to take the camel rides at fairs when you were a kid?
No, I never did. What, did you?
Bastards are tall. Tocal you went to? Yeah, we used to have them. They'd come up for the Sawtell. What was it called? The Sawtell Community Party every year. They'd bring the camels in. And
Do you sit between the humps or on the hump?
it was just the one hump ones, I think. The dromedaries.
Oh.
It was the dromedaries. So they'd put you on...
Where's the two humps at? Is that a different camel?
It's a different camel. I can't think of the name of the two humps, but I know one hump is a dromedary and two humps is something else.
Oh.
Yes, they are different.
Well, there's going to be more than two humps in that village if they had that idea going. I'll tell you that much. That is a loose idea.
Boing!
Hooah.
That seems like as good a time as any to hit the sack. Now, again, there was too many questions, so I've decided to answer them on my phone.
Yeah, lovely.
As we've done the last few weeks. Don't want to make an emergency call, no.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
That'd be the last thing we wanted.
Now, we begin our questioning adventure with a question from the following person whose name I am going to read out for you momentarily. This person, the first question comes from is Anthony Hickling. Anthony Hickling
Mr.
asks,
Hickling.
Mr. Hickling, good friend of the show. Now that the Knights aren't in top position, the show must go... That's not a question, Anthony. Please do not send comments to the show.
No
We are not
statements in the sack?
Agreed.
No.
I think we can put a moratorium on statements in the sack.
No statements.
That's my camera. Thank you.
Let's try again.
Camera on? That's my camera, yes. That one? No, that's okay. Next question comes from Ryan Kirby. Ryan Kirby asks, I know it's early in the piece, but who has been your big improver for the Knights this year so far?
Big improver. I'd go with Jacob Saifidi, I reckon, so far. I've loved everything he has done so far. Like,
Excellent
he has come on and it's just like, oh, Daniel's back on. Oh, wait, no, he's not. Look at this.
For the price of one as well.
Yeah.
Isn't
Twice
it
the gas
brilliant?
tank.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. I've got to agree with you. I think Jacob Saifidi's really stepped his game up. He's been very strong coming off the bench. And, mate, working with Clemmer, that's just going to do...
Wonders.
Thank you.
No
Much
worries.
appreciated,
I'm here.
Sam.
We'll dub you over in post.
Oh, yeah. We'll
A film term.
it's cinema magic. It'll get... The thing.
Oh. Oh, we can't do that.
No?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. Snaggy.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's broken his
Tell
leg.
him I said hi.
Oh, no. He doesn't care.
Too late anyway.
Yeah, he's gone.
Next question is from Reese William Tranter. Reese asks, can you comment on Ponga's new goal-kicking style? 4 out of 8 is a very bad conversion rate, which, Reese, I think we all agree. That's a fair assessment. I don't think he's gone out on too far of a limb for that one. If the Knights didn't run away with the game like they did in the last 20 minutes, it could have seriously cost the team, which, of course, we discussed earlier when we didn't know what was going to happen up until 79 minutes, 59 seconds. But
Yeah.
I think Reese raises a very good point. This goal-kicking style of Kalen Ponga.
I actually thought he had gotten better from before this game. I thought he looked way better. And also, they don't build goalposts on the left edge. That's where we
don't.
scored every damn point. So it's like, you know, like, I cut him some slack. A lot of the kicks are out wide, 4 from 8. Doesn't look great, but I'm sure he'll
Keep
come
working
good.
on it.
He'll keep going.
I just didn't
He's got
think he
plenty
was...
of time to practice. He's set it up in his
Exactly.
backyard now.
I just didn't think he was striking them well, though.
He does have a very strange style.
It is the two-step drop. The
Yeah.
two-step drop.
I know, and it's very fixed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like Charles Barkley's golf swing. Have you seen that thing? It looks like he's trying to get flies off his back. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Another good friend of the show, actually. I've got a
No.
couple of rounds with him on the weekend.
Your mic connections on the bottom of your mic. Yeah, they're good.
Lovely. It's good to hear.
Fantastic.
I love having
Movie magic. It's brilliant. Yes. Now, next question. Our very own Hebrew hammer, Josh Spiegelman asks, with Barnett to miss the next match, which... Well, doesn't really matter because there is no next match. Let's hypothesize.
He's not suspended. Hey!
Hey! Why would he have gotten suspended? Did he put on a report?
Yeah, no, but he just.
But he didn't.
It is his want.
It is. Yeah, well, God,
He's
it's
only
his
injured,
want.
and time is good on that side of
Yeah,
things. Whereas
we've got
suspended,
time.
you remain in purgatory until the competition comes back.
Yeah,
Where
I've
just
lost
hurt
track.
He just
I've lost
hurt his
track.
arm. So
It looked like just a little stinger, a
it
little
didn't
burner.
make sense, really. Like, yeah, a few injuries didn't make sense on the weekend. Did you
They
see
didn't,
Reed
did they?
Marnie's when he rolled his ankle and all he did was
No.
walk over a dude? It was very strange.
What a very strange occurrence. Rugby league is a strange game.
Yeah, it's
very
a
strange
very
game.
strange game.
But back to Mr. Spiegelman's question. With Barnett to miss the next match, which forward does the onus fall on to up the aggression and desire? Who's been lacking?
Lacking.
Well, good use of the word onus as well, Josh. I
Yes.
like that word. It's a very good word.
Yes, well, yeah, Mitch Barnett, again, every now and then he can overstep the mark. The old Jerome Hughes spine tingler that he gave last year that caused the eventual slide.
It had lots of onus to it.
It did. He put the onus on his neck to not break. But, we need a bit of grunt, I guess. But who we got? I mean, Daniel Saifidi looks like he's definitely trying to up his stakes. And remember back to the Rabbitohs game from last year where he took on all the Burgeye and he just was laying it on thick on those boys.
Brilliant.
That was lovely.
Throwing a couple at Tom. Was it Tom or George?
Once again,
twins.
We need them all.
Yeah.
We need them all.
Well, that was the thing. I remember when I think it was Seabold started coaching him. He told them to get different haircuts because he didn't want to refer to them as the Burgess twins. He was like, "No, this is Sam and this is the other one."
Oh, Tom and George.
Tom and this is. See, I can't even get them right. This
See
is
the
George.
mother. The mother is so tiny.
She's a
How
little
did
lady.
that happen?
Imagine their grocery
They're
bills.
bloody beaker babies. They're like, surely they grew
built,
them. in a
rugby
lab.
league built players.
Yeah, the Monstars.
We should start a lab like that. That'd be sick. Oh, the Monstars. Yeah, they should. All right. Okay. Here's a question: If you were to do a Space Jam, but for rugby league, Obviously, Space Jam had, who was it? Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing,
Charles Barkley.
Shaq in it?
No, that little dude, Muggsy.
Muggsy Bogues,
Bogues.
Charlotte Hornets. I used to have like 5 Muggsy Bogues cards. That man was a revelation to the NBA. Like, you couldn't... I don't think you could have a small... Was he a point guard?
I think either that or a shooting guard, something like that. But he
know
was,
what
yeah, I
those
think he was a
words
point
mean
guard.
anyway.
Yeah, I think he's a point guard because he's just meant to be a facilitator as a tiny dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And boy, did he facilitate.
Yeah.
But if you were, say, to pick your 3 players that you would send to space to play against the Monstars, obviously you're going to have the backing cast of Disney characters, so you don't need to fill a whole team. We'll just go with 3.
Yes.
Who are you taking over from the current crop of players?
The current crop of players. Well, yeah. It'd be a very boring movie with Cameron Smith there, wouldn't it? You just
wouldn't it?
It'd just be like, okay. But he's not particularly athletic.
Plus, we already saw what he did in Schindler's List.
What did he do in Schindler's List?
A lot of people call him Hitler. You haven't heard that?
No.
People on the internet call Cam Smith Adolf Hitler.
Really? Yeah. I haven't heard that
Or
at all.
Smithler.
I like Smith.
Please, I can't stress this enough. That is not the viewpoint that is held by this show. We think it's quite abhorrent.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny though.
I hadn't heard that.
Well, there you go.
Really?
Something new
I know
every
people
day.
hate him. But yeah, I guess you take the Smith. If you're just taking talent, right, you'd probably take the talent out of him. Because the personality's not attached to that.
No.
He's not that milquetoast kind of thing coming with you.
Could
And
use
then
some milk toast.
I'm just going to pick... It's got a Q in it, milk toast.
does,
It's not like
yeah.
milk toast, not like toast just dipped
No.
in milk. It's like a different thing entirely.
Sure, you could almost argue that that's... Oh no, French toast is dipped in eggs. What would toasted taste like dipped in milk? I know, I'll just leave it at I
pretty
love
milquetoast
toast.
idea, yeah.
I think toast is the perfect side dish.
Fantastic
Goes with
idea.
everything.
So, in answer to your question, Cameron Smith, Patrick Ewing, and Muggsy Bogues.
Deal. I'd just swap Smith out for Cameron Murray. And then I think I'd swap... Who was the second one on yours?
Muggsy Bogues.
See, no, Muggsy was third.
Ah,
I'm not
Patrick
cutting
Ewing.
Muggsy.
Patrick Ewing.
So you're cutting Ewing. I would cut Ewing and maybe go Scottie Pippen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No. Can that. Luke Longley.
Luke Longley.
That man really didn't get the plaudits that he deserved
Yeah,
in
right.
this country. He was a huge deal.
So you reckon if we can find them in space?
Oh, absolutely.
They were ready for him.
Absolutely. He was a huge deal. Well, he wasn't a huge deal in the NBA, but he was playing on that Bulls side through the 90s. He got the three-peat. I think it was him, Pippen, Jordan,
Yeah.
Rodman, and someone else. But look, we should have been giving him the Ben Simmons treatment.
Oh,
the
yes.
Benjamin Simmons treatment.
yes, my boy
Made him a
Ben.
national icon we should have. But we didn't.
Newcastle's own Ben Simmons.
Yes. I actually met Andrew Gaze on a plane once.
Really?
Yeah, it was a domestic flight from Melbourne to Newcastle.
Wasn't in first class? He was with you amongst the people?
No. I was in the emergency row. Obviously, he was in the emergency
How did he
row
fit
as
in the
well.
seat? Did he look okay in the seat?
Not comfortable.
Yeah, looked pretty weird.
But I'll tell you what, a lot of credit to the guy. As soon as I got up out of my seat, opened up the thing, he just kind of reached over me, grabbed my bag, and here you go. I didn't know what to say. I just looked up at it. Thank you, Mr. Gaze. I was like 26. I didn't know what to do. I was like, thank you, Mr. Gaze.
Yeah, no. You always feel younger around a really tall person, I feel.
Do, yeah.
So I was like, oh, Dad,
child.
you're back.
Now, Carlo, did we settle on, is it Tyson, Tishan, Tixon? How do you go with Tixon? Carlo Tixon. Again, dear friend of the show.
Tishan.
Only one question this week. I'm
yeah.
concerned he might be ill, given his rate of questioning
Is it
last week.
Is just one question written in there? Or is he written them all back to back?
This is it. Is this still a goer? Yes.
We're going.
We're going.
We're going hard.
Yeah, we're going.
We've got 3 goey boys sitting in this room right here.
Oh, goodness. It's Cam Munster all over again. Okay. Do you think, coming from Daniel Turner, with the teams we've played, being the Tigers and the Warriors, of course, that we have yet to face an opponent which enables us to gauge where we are talent-wise this year, or will both of those teams not go anywhere this year?
Well, I know the Dragons don't look crash hot, but I thought the Tigers looked all right against the Dragons.
See, that's weird, though. Usually the Dragons look pretty crash hot right through till April, May.
Yeah. They're trying something new. Yeah. Maybe
Losing
they
to start with?
Maybe they knew that the season was going to end. So they got
Hey.
all their bad out of the way now because it was the end of the season.
Look, that's giving a lot of credit to Meredith McGregor that I don't think, there's enough evidence to show that he is a smart man.
You can't even fire him because their assistant coach is not allowed to coach the team. It's ridiculous.
Was it 2022?
Yeah, something like
I
that.
still find it hilarious that he got banned for cheating while he was banned for cheating.
Yeah.
My God. What a Fool of a man.
Oh, no.
Fool of a man.
Oh, no.
To answer the question, though, no, both teams have been shithouse.
Yeah, no.
So I don't
true.
think it's been, a good gauge on the form so far.
Do we look better than the Eels, you reckon? Because they've played two
Yes.
shithouse teams.
They have played two shithouse teams as well. Yes, I think we do look a bit better than the Eels.
Especially without Reed Marnie. I think that's a big
Oh,
loss.
he's a huge loss for them. So I think they've got Ray Stone coming to great rugby league name.
Or put
Ray
Will-
Stone.
What about Will Smith? They got Will Smith kicking
They
around.
got Will Smith kicking around still.
Fresh Prince is still around.
Fresh Prince himself. All right, didn't know Will Smith was still kicking around.
I can't believe they throw him in the 9 though. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, same with Ray Stone. That man's on 9.
No.
I don't think I don't know. I've barely watched any of Ray Stone's televised football games.
Big
anyway,
fan of the show though. He's
But
crushed.
He's a huge fan. Yeah, great rugby league name, Ray Stone.
Ray Stone.
Ray Stone.
There he is.
Now another one from Daniel Turner. Thank you, Daniel. What do you think will happen next Friday or Saturday, as everything crazy with this virus seems to happen either the day before or the day of our games?
Well, it's definitely going to not happen the day before or the day of this week.
What day is it today?
Not either of those 2 days.
I didn't think so.
No.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure.
No.
But
No, I think that's a question. That was a pre-NRL question. Oh, 9, 1, 1. Okay.
it's calling the the clock, the talking clock.
Movie phone.
It's Wednesday. All right. When's
We got to ask the boys.
When
End of the
is-
day.
Friday? When's that? Couple of days. Gotta run. We better hurry up. It's Friday in a couple of days. And so we have to answer this question
Oh, right.
before it becomes Friday. I don't know. I think everything's kind of happened the way it's going to happen pre-Friday.
Yeah, no. We're down.
It can only go worse.
Yeah, no.
It can't get any better.
No,
it can only go worse.
We're on the floor. We're looking up.
On
Everything's
the bottom.
up. Yeah.
Jared Carl asks, has Kurt Mann done enough in the first 2 games to warrant keeping the number 6 jersey? I'll just share as well a humorous reply from our very own Nagy Nagwell. Nagy's answer, he can take it home with him now for all it's worth. And he raises a good point.
Yeah, it's a very good point. But I have liked what I've seen of Kurt Mann so far.
He's
to be
been
honest.
good, hasn't he?
It feels like his body can't actually survive a full season the way that he
No.
plays at the moment because he's had the absolute shit kicked out of
And
him.
he's just
both
hurling
games.
himself into tackles.
So I
Yeah.
reckon this indefinite break is probably the best thing to happen to Kurt Mann. Let him put his bones back in the places they were before he started the season.
Because he got a few solid hits on the
Oh.
weekend, but just bounced out, reeled away from them.
And he's not like he's different to Connor Watson, where Connor Watson gains speed from these things. Kurt Mann just goes sideways and just kind of takes every hit, just like he got hit by some sort of ginormous cannon. But he's
It worked out pretty nicely for us.
Yeah.
But again,
I like his little hop
Tigers.
step. That little
That's a good little hop step.
Yeah, like he was moving sideways. He had some silky stuff.
did we discuss the Leilua brothers
Oh.
during the game wrap?
We mentioned
I think we should discuss them more.
that was
now,
disgusting.
as we mentioned last week, I was really excited to see the Leilua brothers because, as mentioned in the show, you all better have watched last week's show or you're not going to get this at all. Or, it's a still-up. You can go watch it. I'm not your dad. Do what you want. The Leilua brothers. So I made a very bold prediction. I said they are either going to be fantastic or they're going to be complete and utter shithouse. There is no in-between for those boys. There's no in-between. Now,
No.
apparently Joey was already moved out of the house by the time Luch was growing up, so they're not particularly close as brothers, I don't think.
Oh, right.
But I still thought, they might just bring it together and, have a great year in attack, start laying some bastards out in defence, but they were disgusting on the weekend. My God.
I know. Imagine having Michael Maguire as your coach of Joey Leilua. I mean, I reckon if this was in the 80s, Michael Maguire would have rolled his sleeves up and tried to beat the absolute crap out of him after that performance.
I got to be honest with you, even in the 2020s, I think Michael Maguire would still try that.
I know.
He's a hard man.
I reckon Michael Maguire had a new dog after that game. I reckon he just put that thing to bed.
I tell you what, I thought it was just such a perfect game as well, given that Joey Leilua had come out, I think it was earlier that week, and said that he is the best centre in the NRL.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
make of that what you will,
Well,
Sam.
the game that he was playing in his head, I'm sure he was, all those tackles were smashing it. Oh shit, it's Joey Leilua. No, he's still dialing.
You got a sister?
He does.
Put her on the wing, mate.
No, it was just heavy breathing.
Sister or no?
No,
Nothing?
no,
No.
sister, no.
All right. Maybe Luciano's the sister of the family.
Well, I don't know. Definitely a couple of cats in that family.
What
anyway.
didn't you find it just hilarious when he laid out Kalen Ponga and his face in that
face
moment?
was fantastic.
It was brilliant.
That was the quintessential, oh shit.
Yeah.
I fucked up
And it was almost he knew
severely.
it before he'd made the contact, which I found just to be,
It was the
hilarious.
full wide eyes, the hand in the cookie jar kind
Yeah.
of thing. Oh, it was amazing. And that fight. And then Clemmer already had blood on his face. Does Clemmer just put blood on his face before he runs out?
I think it was like, remember Kevin Campion? That man spilled blood every game he played, and it was brilliant. He was one of my favourites through my teen years because he was just so tough.
Yeah.
And he beat the hell out of Shane Webke once. That was sick.
You can smell the guana oil through the TV. It's amazing.
Fantastic. Now, last question for the evening. Daniel Turner again. Thank you very much, Daniel Turner, for your show. With Queensland shutting the borders, how long until the NRL makes the call and moves the entire comp to one state? Well, we already know they're not doing that.
This question
So
was posted after the ban.
I probably should have culled that question. Sorry, Daniel. I've made myself look a fool. What do you reckon, though? One state comp? Nah, it'd be terrible.
I told you. It's a zoo, mate.
It's a zoo.
Zoo. Absolute zoo.
No, remember, we spoke to the zoo. They don't want to say anything.
No, all right, sorry.
Below a zoo.
What's
below a zoo?
Like a
Puppy
preserve.
farm.
A preserve.
Oh, yeah.
Preserve?
Nature reserve?
No. Yeah, I keep putting a P in front of it.
That'd be like some sort of a jam or marmalade.
Pajama. Marmalade.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough of our nonsense. Thank you very kindly for joining us this week, Sam. As we've said, we will be doing our very best to roll out content for you as regularly as we possibly can. Make sure you check us out on all the social pipes. What do we got? We've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, we've got Spotify, we've got another one.
Graham?
The Gram, yes, the Gram. I always forget the Gram. I don't use it much anymore, so I always forget about it. But yes, thank you, Justice, for joining us this week. We'll be back for hopefully regular scheduled what's that word?
Programming.
Thank you, Josh. Programming the very next week from this week. Thank you, Justice, and see you soon.
Bye.